World Cup is Neymar's last hurrah. It is the last we're going to see of 100% full-on Neymar. All right, the Mar. Nay. I don't think he's moving. But things are interesting. There are many moving pieces around. So we're hearing Newcastle, Chelsea, Man United, Juventus. I don't know, just briefly go through all the different teams and the permutations of the chances of each team. But just to put this out there is what you're going to see is a difficult thing is he likes Paris and his wage demands. But if PSG are forcing him out and the president doesn't show faith in him, Neymar may be like, oh, screw it, let's ride. So the question is, where is Neymar's mind at? Let's start first with Chelsea. I think with Chelsea, it's whether he wants to go into the Premier League. I think a plus for Chelsea is Tuchel. He's worked under Tuchel. He did really well under Tuchel. So that at least he will go and know that I'm working with somebody who really best understands me and really made me perform probably at my best, highest level when they reached the UCL final. So that is the pull of Chelsea. But the other thing as well is, can Chelsea afford those wages? Do you want to go into the Premier League? Yes, you worked under Tuchel, but that team that Chelsea have, is that a team that you really want to go into? And is that a kind of football that you want to play that Tuchel is having, which is different from PSG? You have Man United. They can easily give you your wages, 100%. The wages they can give to you 100%. Maybe there's a pool of you playing with Cristiano Ronaldo. I don't think United is that big of a pool within a name for Neymar as, let's say, a Barca or a Real Madrid. You have the whole notion. I mean, it is, but the issue is it's Boychester divided. That's one thing. They've been a mess. Ten Hag, a totally new manager, and does Neymar at his age want to go into a rebuild project? And another big thing as well, Europa League, and they're not in the UCL. So I think that is what makes it hard for United to attract them. Is they're not in the freaking UCL and they're in a rebuild phase. Newcastle easily can give him his wage and more. They can even give him an island. They can give him an island, a spaceship. They might give him a planet. I think Newcastle, I believe they can afford to give Neymar a planet so he can have everything and more. The issue, though, is they're not in the Champions League, and what players are going to be around him. They're also a team that is sort of in a rebuild phase and having to really build upon a group of players to pretty much say what's up, to really say, to really try and actually even say something. So it'll be too much work for Neymar going into a Newcastle team that now have to pick up their pieces. Obviously, just being recently taken over. So the Newcastle one is a tricky one. Newcastle, Chelsea, and United is, does he want to go to the Premier League? Because he said he doesn't want to come to the Premier League. That EPL is something he doesn't want to go to, whether it's the weather or the lifestyle, boom. Juventus. The pool of Juventus is potentially Di Maria could be going. Pogba is already there. And I think that Neymar and Pogba, they're friends. And they link up together. So he's going in with someone that he knows. I think that trading Paris for Turin is all right. It's all right. The weather is actually pretty good in Italy, so the lifestyle is actually all right. The difficulty is Juve cannot afford those wages. They cannot afford those wages. So we now come back to the key points here is, how bad does Neymar want to leave PSG? How much of a desire does he want to prove himself in club football? And can anybody afford his wages? Even if he breaks it down, how far down? Because again, cutting your wages by 20% is a lot. Cutting your wages by 50%, which is what he may have to do for guys to even think about affording him, is crazy. This guy's on a lot of freaking cheddar a week. So, realistically speaking, I am not sure whether we're going to be seeing Neymar leave this summer. But it's a weird situation, because if it's a case where, whether it's Galti coming in or even Luis Campos, sporting director, says, well, we have no place for you here. And people are, because they have to look at it, everybody is human being, we all have emotions. If you're being told, we don't want you anymore, we want to sell you, you're not in our plans, you'll feel away. And maybe Neymar has been like, yeah, I want to stay, but if guys says we don't want you here, We have plans without you. We don't believe you're part of our project. You're like, screw, go where you're celebrated, not where you're tolerated. So people are like, you know what, screw it. Neymar at Chelsea. If Chelsea can just get a striker, even if they're going to get a striker, just a few pieces, Neymar at Chelsea, be all right. But honestly speaking, last thing, Neymar, I believe, this was my belief. After the World Cup, Neymar will go into semi-retirement. I will not be shocked if after that World Cup, Neymar ends up in the MLS or in Miami. Because I believe after that World Cup, Neymar, mentally, he'll be checked out of football. The World Cup is Neymar's last hurrah. It is the last we're going to see of 100% full-on Neymar, which is why Brazil could have a good chance of saying what's up. But I don't think they will. Because after that World Cup, I think Neymar, as we know him as a competitive player, finito.